Hello my jolly dearies and welcome to another video. Now today we are feeling especially festive because it is of course Christmas. And I thought that I could grace you all this Christmas Eve with a last little Christmas gift of a brand new doll. Now I have covered candy cane, I've covered the nutcracker, I've covered your classic Christmas reindeer and snow. So I was a little bit stumped as to what to do this year. Oh, oops. But I managed to come up with something, which I'm very excited about. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. Now, I didn't have much in mind for this doll, except that I wanted to use this resin head, the Myrtle sculpt that I made, which I used for Darla my Valentine's Day a couple years back. I had nothing but wanting to use this, wanting something to be super cute and fluffy, and themed a bit around holly. Now, I was very stumped for a while, especially because everything was going to need a coat of paint and I'd need to make it a bit new. But I sketched out this quick design, which just has a holly crown, flowing hair, and this really cute puffy dress and adorable shoes. So let's see what we can do. To begin with, I have to begin to thread her head to attach it to the body. So I put in a small hook, which has a little space to put some elastic through to hook it around her head. I also take the neck peg off of the original doll so that I can thread the elastic through there and keep everything together. I attach a teeny tiny elastic hoop which is long enough to stretch and remain very taut to the little hook in the doll's head. And with the magnets on the front of her head and the lining up wires, she is absolutely great to go. I thought that I would start with the outfit and see how it goes on the doll before deciding the colour of her skin. I took this old Monster High kind of vest thingy and used it to make this long pattern out of crushed green velvet. I sewed all the parts together in the same part the pattern was, and I then added a fur trim to the sleeves and the bottom and sides of the dress. I had to turn this inside out with a lot of difficulty because the sleeves flare at the end, and with all the fluff it really did not want to go through the armhole. But with a weird amount of effort and some annoyance and pain, we got there in the end. And this dress, even without the fluff on the bottom, just looks adorable, and I feel the gold belt brings it all together. And with all the fluff sewn around, it looks adorable. It looks so cozy, it kind of gives Martha May vibes from The Grinch, and I just adore it. I then, using the gold ribbon seen before, made a tiny little belt to cinch it all together, because without the belt it's a bit loose and doesn't work as well. Based on her dress colour and the colour of the fur trim, I decided that a super duper pale peachy colour would work really well for her. So I mixed up this kind of slightly off-white green colour and just covered her from head to toe in that. And honestly, it already looks pretty awesome and I'm very happy with how that's turning out. I just added red on her fingernails as a little accent and going back to the holly theme. I also, to bring more red into her design, sewed her some stockings out of some red spandex. This is great because they just stretch so easily over her legs and they look so good with the dress. As for the shoes, I repainted these old Spectra shoes and put some ribbon on them to make them look all cutesy, Christmassy, holly and gold. For her holly crown, I got a bit of wire and cut out a bunch of tiny leaves and some red beads and hot glued it all together to make this adorable crown. I made this to fit the Myrtle sculpt's head, which is significantly smaller than a regular Monster High head. With all that done, we can get onto her face up. I wanted her to look really cutesy and pink and flushed, but also a little bit serious. So I went in with red for eyeshadow and a soft pink on her cheeks and nose. I also started to give her some grey eyebrows because I thought that grey silvery hair could look quite ethereal and magical. I also had to begin to sketch in her lips. One thing which I quite like about Myrtle's sculpt is that there are no mouth things whatsoever, so you're very free with the expression to do whatever you want, and it keeps it kind of cartoony and cute and sweet, which I really think is quite cool. I work very hard to try and keep it symmetrical on both sides and the mouth central. And I decide to go for this super duper bright cherry red to really make everything pop on her face and against the white of her skin. I then can begin to start sketching in some eyeliner. With the very anime-esque face sculpt, you have to put in a lot of eyeliner for it to look good, or at least my opinion. And I just absolutely adore how the thick and chunky eyelashes came out. They look so adorable. On this small scale, it was very difficult to do them though and keep them looking equal. After going back and forth many times, I eventually get them to look equal and absolutely adorable. I then go and neaten up where some of my paint strokes went a bit astray with some white paint. And with her eyes popped in, she's looking adorable. I'm not too sure on the eyes, however. But while I think on the eyes, we can begin on her hair. I make her a quick wig cap and some grey yarn wefts, and I begin hot gluing those onto the head. The hot glue is great because it keeps everything in place and just sticks down super duper quickly and super duper fast. It looks absolutely magical on her, doesn't it? And I did decide to go with something else for the eyes. As much as I love these eye chips, they'll have to be for another thing. And I made these little inserts, and they just brighten up her face a lot more, and she looks so cute. But with that, let's get her dressed. And with her all dressed, she's done! She's just adorable, isn't she? She looks so cozy and fuzzy and wrapped up, bundled against the cold. And the notes of red and green on her just lend her so much to this image of snow-covered holly. And since she is themed after holly, we of course have to name her Holly. She is the 5th Christmas doll I've made, which feels like such an awesome milestone. Who's been your favourite out of all the Christmas dolls I've made? Let me know in the comment section below, and leave your ideas for future Christmas dolls, because I'm running a bit out of ideas unfortunately. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Please drop a comment if you enjoyed, subscribe, like the video, and maybe even share it with a friend if you're feeling a little adventurous. I hope you guys all have a lovely Christmas and an amazing New Year, and I shall see you all in the new year and in a new video. Bye!